Hi everyone, welcome to Quick Start Flow Development session. As the title says, it is going to be a real quick start. Okay, now enough of binge watching the tutorials and lengthy playlists, long videos, enough of that. In this video, you are going to do actual flow development with me. I'm going to log in my sandbox and I'm going to show you. And I suggest if you are in the front of laptop right now, log into your sandbox and start building flow with me. If you do this parallelly with me, it's going to help you with actually starting flow development, because lots of people are just binge watching the tutorials on YouTube. So while watching YouTube videos, they think that they can do it, but once they start doing it, either they are not able to develop a flow or they develop a flow but it doesn't work. So that's why I have started this series, Quick Start Flow Development. This is part 1 of the series, and I plan to make this series more of a hands-on rather than just me showing you something on my screen and you just listening it and forgetting it after you close my video. So let's just get started. So for those who do not know that, what are Salesforce flows? What are flows in Salesforce? Okay, now the typical answer is this is one of the automation tool. Now, if you know that there was workflow rule, then there was process builder. These two things are now not in the picture anymore. Salesforce deprecated this, and now there is only one hero in Salesforce automation, that is flow. Okay, so suppose there is task 1, okay, and then there is a series of tasks, task 2, task 3, task 4, and so on. Okay, now I want that I will do this task 1 on some screen. Okay, and then I want Salesforce to take care of these series of tasks. Okay, these tasks can be anything: sending a mail or posting a chatter or posting a notification or updating some record, deleting some record, creating some record, anything. So I want that I will do one action, or I will just trigger the process, and I want Salesforce to take care of these series of tasks based on some logic conditions. Okay, suppose I do not want to send mail every time and to everyone, but only to selected people and only when some particular logic is fulfilled. So flow allows you to specify this trigger criteria, and flow allows you to specify these tasks. Okay, you will tell the system through flow that I want to do this task after this task after this task in this sequence, in this manner, and I want to do it only when the logic is fulfilled. I will set the condition, I will set the entry condition, and then only I want this task to be performed. And I want Salesforce to take care of this big chain of processing behind the screen automatically. That's what is automation all about. So this is going to happen automatically. So, and you are going to have complete control on this chain of processing through your triggers, through your logics. So there is going to be a configuration screen where you are going to tell the flow that do this and don't do this. Okay, so the real world scenario will look like, for example, there is an account record and someone updates, suppose, the status of this account to inactive. Okay, now I want that Salesforce should take care that all contacts related to this specific account should be marked inactive too. So status of these contacts should be marked inactive after the account is made inactive. Okay, so let's imagine this thing without flow. Okay, so suppose there are 100 contacts related to this single account and someone made this account inactive. Now I have to mark these 100 contacts inactive manually. Like I have to go to each contact and make its status inactive, or I have to do bulk update via Excel or something like that, but that will be a manual process. Okay, are you getting? I will be doing that. I am the main actor over here. Okay, without me this process is not going to take place. Now I want that this process should be taken care by Salesforce automatically. Okay, now how Salesforce will come to know that on this condition you have to do this? So flow is nothing but Salesforce language to understand that on this particular trigger do this action. So making account inactive is your trigger, okay, which is letting Salesforce know that which flow you want to launch. So there are, suppose, 10 flows in your system, 10 different flows, but only one flow will have this entry criteria, this trigger criteria, and that flow will get launched. Okay, so suppose you created flow, okay, and you gave name update contacts. So this flow will get triggered when you mark account as inactive, and this flow will update all your 100 contacts as inactive without you knowing it. So once you create a flow for this action, this is automated. Now you don't have to even look at it. Okay, so we are going to do this in the sandbox right now. So this is the simple use case. We are going to create a flow for this use case, update contacts. Okay. Okay, now first thing you'll go to setup. Okay. Now in setup, you have to search flow. Okay, then in process automation, you will see flows. Click on flows. Okay, so this is the interface where you will see the list of flows which are already created by you or someone in your team. Okay, so this is the list of all flows in your system. Now here on the right side, if you see, there is button called new flow. Okay, now click on new flow. There are 6 types of flows, and the example that I gave about account and contact falls in record triggered flow. So record triggered flows are used when there are some activities, some events happening on the record, like record is created, updated, or deleted. In that case, you will use record triggered flow. So this means you are on actual account record. So for this use case, we are considering account, but this record can be of any object, opportunity, leads, tasks, anything. Okay. So you are on front end, on UI, you are doing something, you are updating something. In that case, record triggered flows will get triggered and the flow will execute whatever you specify inside it. Okay. And in case of screen flows, so screen flow is when you set up your own screen like this, when you create your own screen like this. So these fields are totally customizable. You can keep any type of field like a text field or a pick list or a radio button, then automate some things based on that input. Okay. But for now, we are going to implement a simple use case. If account is updated as inactive, mark all contacts related to that account as inactive. Okay. So you will click on this create button. This is the starting screen. Okay, if you are seeing this screen for the first time, you won't understand anything and it will look like too much and it will be a bouncer for you. I totally understand that. But once you create 10 to 11 flows, like small use cases, then you will get familiar with all of this, and after a certain point it will really feel like a fifth grade activity because it's that easy to set up a flow. Okay, and these things are going to be pretty straightforward, like select object. So I will select account object over here because I want my flow to be triggered on event of account update. Okay, so update is going to be on account object, so I selected account object in this drop down. Then the next thing is you have to configure the trigger. So my use case is my status is going to be inactive. Okay, now this can happen when the record is being created or when the record is already created but you just want to update it, or in both of the cases. Okay, now I'll select this thing, a record is created or updated, because I want this to happen in both of the cases. Okay, so first thing is we selected the object, second thing is we selected when to launch the flow, then third is set entry conditions. Now suppose I want to update my contacts only when the account is of certain type. Okay, so suppose my account is customer direct. In that case only I want to update all related contacts. So this is the example of limiting accounts or filtering certain types of accounts and excluding all other accounts from the use case. Okay, so this use case can be anything. Suppose my industry should be energy, or suppose my industry should be consulting, to do certain things after that update. Okay, so in entry conditions you will specify that condition that my industry should be equal to this. But for now, let's not keep any entry criteria. Let's take all accounts in consideration to make it easy. Okay. Then the last thing is fast field updates or actions and related actions. For now, just select actions and related records because contact is a related record. Now you have to click a cross over here and this screen is closed and you can see that the information is populated over here, the object, the trigger, everything. Okay, so your starting configuration is all set up. Okay, now whatever you insert inside this branch, that will be your execution of logic. Okay, so for now I want to execute that. My all related contacts should be updated. Okay, so I clicked on the plus button. So once you hover on this, you will get a plus button. Click on that, then you will get bunch of elements. Okay, these are ready-made elements provided by Salesforce. Now you don't need to know each and every element in detail. Once you start practicing, these elements will look like they are pretty self-explanatory. Now we want to update contact, so I will select update records. Okay, now this element is going to update any kind of object, opportunity, lead, account, any kind of object. Okay, now I'm just giving a label to this element. Okay, contact update. Now there are 4 radio buttons. Okay, it says how to find records to update and set their values. Now, as I said, you have to tell the Salesforce what to update, when to update, and that is happening through selecting these radio buttons or selecting these fields values. So this is nothing but configuring flow. Okay, now the first option is update the same account record that triggered the flow, which we do not want, right? Then the second is update records related to the account record that triggered the flow. Now this makes sense because we want to update contacts related to account. That's why I will select the second thing. Third and fourth we can ignore for now. Now select related records. Now click on the search bar. You will see account record. Okay, click on that. So record is a flow variable. Now this is a flow variable. So this global variable, again this is Salesforce language. Okay, now this variable is nothing but the record which you were trying to update. So this United Oil Gas Corporation is nothing but my current record. Okay, so this record is going to represent the record that triggered the flow. Okay, and to access its related data you are going to use dot. So this dot is going to be there by default, and then there will be a list of fields of that particular record. So these fields are fetched from now account object because we configured this particular flow for account object. Now suppose I configured the flow for opportunity object, then this list will be of opportunity fields. Okay, now these are account fields and I want to go to contact. So I typed contact and then selected contacts. Okay, now again you can put some filter on contacts and limit those contacts. Okay, but for now let's keep all contacts in consideration. Okay, now I will select status in field because we want to update status as inactive. Okay, so here you will see set field values for the contact records. So I assigned inactive value in status field. Okay, so that's it, and now you have to click on save. Okay, I'm giving name to this flow, update contacts, and saving it. Now the last thing is you have to activate this flow. Okay, unless and until you activate this flow, this is not going to work on UI. Okay, so I activated the flow. Now I'm on this account and there are 4 contacts tagged to this account. Okay, now on account record. Okay, I'm on account record and I'm going to update my status field. And now I expect that after I update status as inactive, my all contacts should be inactive. Okay, so I saved the record. Then I'm refreshing my contact record and the status is inactive. Great. And if you see all other contacts, all 4 will have status as inactive. Okay, see, all have status as inactive. So that's how you told the Salesforce that take care of updating all related contacts on update of account. Okay, so that's how you speak Salesforce language and tell what to automate and when to automate. Okay, I hope this was useful for you to get started with flows. We created a basic flow and understood how to get started with flows quickly. Again, there are a lot of things in flows like building screen flows and automating processes with auto launch flows and all. So I have designed this course specifically for you to get started quickly with flows with real world business requirements and examples. If you want to join me for this course, you will get the contact details on the screen and in my description box. And I also provide Salesforce Administration Essentials course for beginners, those who are absolutely beginners in Salesforce. Here you will study all the basic concepts of admins, and I also provide one-to-one mentoring sessions for those who are really stuck in Salesforce and don't know how to get started. So you can book a session with me from the link provided in the description section. So that's all for this video. I hope this was useful for you. If you have liked this video, press the like button, subscribe to my channel and share this video with all your friends. Thank you.